All right, welcome back to the Parlay Show, brought to you by Bet99. It is time to talk a little bit of F1. We head to Barcelona, Catalunya, for the Spanish Grand Prix, and our F1 expert, of course, Sara Poraria. How are you?
I'm great. Busy weekend. Monaco jumping right to Barcelona.
Hey, thank you for the Alonso podium last week, Monaco. Props.
Telling you.
Let's get into that real quickly.
Yeah.
What happened with Alonso? I'm reading afterwards because again I didn't watch it. I was driving around, but a little bit of an error. They went in and they're out. It was raining. It didn't rain, and then it rained. So what happened there with Alonso? Because he had an opportunity to win this race, and you thought that he could win.
I told you guys, in the rain, he does so well. But the problem was they weren't sure how much rain was actually going to pick up, as well as parts of the track are covered by trees and whatnot, so they didn't think the grid was actually going to get as wet as they did. So they went in, changed for medium, did a lap, realized it's coming down really hard, and then had to go back in another pit stop, change to the intermediate. So it was a bit of a issue between him and the engineers, but if he had made the initial one, I think he could have won that race.
Yeah.
It's not fair anymore with Verstappen, honestly.
It's boring, isn't it?
He just keeps on winning and winning again. And now this one, according to Bet99, he's favored at minus 271 to win this.
Yeah, he won last year. It's hard to bet against him. It's kind of becoming like if you're a betting man, you got to look at a bigger picture here. Maybe pole position or podium, top 6, if there's going to be a safety car even. But right now, to win, it doesn't really make sense to go for a winner.
You got to get creative with the bets, right?
Exactly.
What is it like? Because last week in Monaco, I think he was plus 200, plus 240. I can't remember exactly. Now he's minus 280 or whatever. And why is that such a big change from the track in Monaco to here in Barcelona?
Because usually he doesn't do as well on street circuits, which is what I was saying last weekend. And then Checo screwed up his whole weekend by doing this qualifying and crashing out and basically finishing 20th on the grid. So his whole race was done. Monaco's one of the most difficult places to overtake. He wasn't going to go from 20 to podium. There was no way. Now we're talking an actual circuit. He won it last year. This is also a really fast circuit. It flows really well. There's a massive speed trap here. Verstappen has the fastest car. He's going unless there's a crash, I'm sure he's going to win.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the other guys. Fernando Alonso, who the last Spanish driver to win this thing, and it was 2013. Back-to-back podiums. I think he's been on podium 4 times this season.
5 out of 6.
5 out of 6, there you go. And
Crazy.
so should we expect some more of the same? Like how close is he getting to actually winning a race?
I mean, every race we watch, it's like just one minor error that seems to be, stopping him from winning. But he's right there. The problem is that when he's tailing Verstappen just has such a better car that every lap it's like another second. So it's hard to keep up with the Red Bull.
Is there more pressure on Alonso to win this one than any other race on the circuit? Being Spanish in Barcelona?
I think maybe for himself, he wants to win in Spain, and it's been so long. It's been 10 years since he has, and what a story that would be. Like, the romantic in us wants that. But I think for all of us watching, we're not expecting him to win, and if he does, we'll just be just as happy for him. I think it's just been, as a fan base, like, so exciting to see him leave F1, come back at his age, and be podiuming almost every race. This is great.
Yeah, he's one of the favorites here. Listen, the podium, he's minus 228. So the expectation is to him to finish at least in the top 3.
Yeah. Anyone off the, you want to talk a bit about Ferrari, anyone off the, I know Ferrari's not really off the charts, but, that you think has an opportunity to maybe jump up to a podium?
Listen, here's the thing with Ferrari. They've made some adjustments to their car. And remember telling you guys last week that Mercedes had, and they didn't really, weren't able to test it out in Monaco. It's too difficult of a track. So Mercedes, Ferrari, and Aston Martin have all made some changes. So it'll be interesting to see how that comes into play. But for me, this is the issue with Mercedes. 5 out of the 6 poles, they have placed in the top 3 for qualifying. So that means I think 4 of them were Charles Leclerc. Carlos Sainz finished in a P3 position for qualifying in Miami. They have one of the fastest cars when it comes to doing one lap. One lap, Ferrari might be the fastest car, but when it comes to Sunday and them needing to do the entire race, they can't get it done, and I think it's an issue between the drivers as well as the team. Again, in Monaco, they did a double pit for Ferrari, screwed up the entire race again for them. Carlos Sainz hit Esteban Ocon as well. His front wing was damaged almost at the beginning of the race, and he continued to race like that. the decisions being made by this team as a whole are just not good. I don't want to touch Ferrari anymore. I'm done with that. And they're fourth, in the constructors.
Okay, what about Mercedes? I'm looking at Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
He's got the most wins at this event, plus 2,700 to win. I mean, should we expect him to be in the mix, considering how well he's done in the past?
Yeah, I'd say expect him to be. Like I said, Mercedes have also made a couple of changes, so like they'll play out this weekend. We'll see. It'll give them a good chance to, put those new parts into play. But at the same time, it's going to be difficult with Red Bull, with Alonso as well. Carlos is going to be trying to do something in Spain. Checo as well. If Checo finishes P2 in this race to Verstappen's P1, we're 7 races in and he's 50 points behind Verstappen.
That's insane.
We're 7 races in and the whole thing is over. So there's also a ton of pressure on him. So, I mean, I think Mercedes would probably be a good bet, but there's a lot of pressure on everyone right now.
Yeah, Hamilton to a podium, plus 250.
I actually like that a lot. I think that's a fair shot. Oh, write it down.
Wow. That's a big jump from winning. It's like you have absolutely no chance of winning, but you might come second or third.
Yeah.
That's basically what
he's heavily
those odds are
favored
saying.
for top 6. If you want to bet him in the top 6, I mean, you got to lay some serious juice.
Yeah. So when you're looking at this track, again, for a casual like myself, what is it? We talked about Monaco, it being, unpredictable and it's obviously a street course and the views and people right on top of it and all that stuff. What is it about this course that's unique?
This course is super fast, and actually they changed the last chicane of this course. They took it out because it was initially meant to be there for overtaking, but what they found out was it was slowing drivers down up to 6 seconds a race, which in Formula One world is, years. So they've changed the grid, which will be really interesting to see. And it's the last corner before a massive speed trap where we are going to see hopefully a ton of overtaking. It's exciting to go from Monaco to Barcelona because I think it's like completely opposite courses. One's really fast and you can overtake and the corners are, tough, whereas Monaco's street circuit's super narrow, unforgiving. So I think that's the biggest take. Like, you're going from one extreme to another and it'll just be exciting for the fan.
Dude, did I read that Brad Pitt is filming an F1 movie and he's going to be on the track with these guys?
I hope so.
No,
I hear about this?
Yes. I thought that was in Miami. He did that though.
I think it was in Miami.
I thought he was going to be with
now
them
it's coming
throughout.
back.
Okay, so maybe I'm mixing it up.
Right.
So he's actually on the track with these.
Well, no. So
drivers.
I don't know what he's doing, but I have a feeling he's driving 40 and they're going to speed up the film.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's got to be
It's
what.
But he'll be
not-
on the track with them, is what I'm saying.
It's not going to be during a race.
Okay.
There's an
I
absolutely
can't film a Hollywood movie during
I
the
think,
race.
honestly, I read one of these,
There's millions of
these
dollars
like
on the line.
TMZ type of tabloids,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, this can't be real.
No.
Hey, we
To
need
be
you to
honest, I
box,
just read the
box,
headline.
box.
I didn't dive into it. I was hoping Sarah knew something about it. 'cause I'm
This
like,
is
how cool is that?
This is the
Formula
WWE
One.
where they can just mix in a Hollywood
What?
actor
Can
for
I
no
get
reason.
Brad Pitt's odds to podium this week or what?
That's right.
That's crazy.
That would be a
Shout
lot.
out Brad Pitt.
Oh
I
my
figured maybe more of a
God.
Tom Cruise would be the F1 guy.
Oh my God.
But you see, the problem with Tom Cruise is he wouldn't let him put a governor on, like where they
Yeah.
could actually slow him down.
Oh,
he would
he'd
be
be
like, I
like,
wanted to go
going,
240
he's
right
going,
now.
he's
Yeah,
flying into the corners.
That's just what Tom Cruise would do. I'm gonna ask you a surprise question. The very first time I really was introduced to you and met you was during the World Cup and during the run of Argentina and your adoration for Barcelona. And news broke today that it looks like Messi is not going to be sticking around in PSG. And are we going to be able to see him on a pitch at BMO Field anytime soon? Not in uniform, but like in the other team's uniform. But
I don't think anytime soon, because the latest rumor is that Inter Miami are allegedly putting a $200 million deal down for Messi, but then he's going to get loaned
this.
directly to Barcelona up until the Copa America. I say, as a Barca fan, take it. No money, no problem.
You know
and
what?
we get
There's
Messi.
always crazy rumors. We talk about this all the time.
Every
But this one
day.
actually makes so much sense. Inter buy him, loan him out, bring him back to MLS. And official as of today, he's done with PSG, which is massive.
Oh, yeah. The last game is going to be this weekend.
Yeah.
But as a Barca fan, I'm like, this is fantastic. We don't need to worry about the money. He comes and plays for
smart.
us. This is genius. I'm sure. Buy him. It's not like, but we won't see him play until at least after the 2024 season.
But you'll
It's
be
good. I mean, Barca's in
At
Champions
MLS.
League. If he goes back there, you could see him in the Champions League again.
Hey.
You know, guys are like Ronaldo's not going to be there. Benzema looks like he's going to Saudi Arabia. Messi might be like one of the last of that generation to still be around
Maybe
and do
go
some
for
things.
an 8th Ballon d'Or.
You never know.
have you seen him live before?
Yeah, several times.
Okay,
I've seen
so-
El Clasico, Ronaldo and Messi.
Wow.
There's no bigger Messi fan.
But you'll. Well, I know.
There is no bigger Messi fan. Seriously.
If the one day he does end up at Inter and Inter ends up making their way down on the lakeshore, you'll be there, front row and center.
Oh my God, I'll sleep there overnight.
That, you know what? I don't like paying a huge price for tickets. Here in Toronto, we get gouged. I mean, other major markets.
Yeah.
But if Messi's coming to play here, I think I'll pay whatever it takes to
In a
watch
real
him
game
live.
too, right?
Yes.
Like not in some all-star game. Yeah, in a real game.
Why not? That might be the last time you'll ever see him.
Because I was a big England fan, I was a big Beckham fan. I remember wanting to see him live, and even though it was, even though it was, with the LA team or whatever, it wasn't.
It's cool, man.
It's so cool.
Yeah, no, completely.
If Gretzky wants to lace him up, I'll go. Not now, maybe, but I'd lace him up if it was. I'd watch him.
Remember when Real Madrid came to Toronto and they brought their own grass on the plane?
Oh, yeah.
I went there. I saw Ronaldo play. I mean, why not?
That was at the Rogers Center. Was that one?
No, that was at BMO.
Oh.
How embarrassing, because we were still on turf.
Yeah,
Goodness
they brought their own grass. Well, it makes sense, right? You don't want Ronaldo blowing his knee at BMO.
Yeah.
On a summer's day in Toronto.
Yeah.
Just off the lakeshore.
That would be
I
not
can't even
good.
talk about it.
All right, Sarah, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
On the Parlay Show for Thursday. We're heading into the weekend, Albert. Anything you're looking forward to in particular?
This weekend?
Yeah.
Well, the race, obviously. Hopefully, my Hamilton can cash on the podium. The Memorial's going on. Going to be watching some golf.
Yeah.
And then a lot of lawn maintenance. I'm not going to lie. I got to do some lawn care. Gardening, barbecue, the whole
Sarah,
night.
weekend plans?
It's got to be this. It's got to be the FA Cup final, the
yeah.
Women's Champions League final.
The Derby. Manchester Derby.
No, there's so much.
There's some big games, even though
last
a lot of
games.
domestics are wrapped up.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have the
Coming up too. We'll be hosting a show, so it'll be good times.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
All right, Sarah, thanks very much for joining us. Thanks everybody for watching. For Albert Vartanian, I'm Rob Conway. This has been the Parlay Show presented by Bet99.